Good morning, everyone. So, today we start with the 10th chapter, Employment and Unemployment, with reference to our country. So, let us see some basic concepts before we start the chapter. What is unemployment? Unemployment refers to a situation when people are willing to work at the existing wage rate and are able to work but are not getting work. Yes, they are able to work. Yes, and they are willing to work at the existing wage rate, but they don't find any jobs. But one thing is to be noted here: the people who are not willing to work at the existing wage rate are not considered as unemployed because they willingly are not working, although the jobs are available, but they don't want to work, so they will not be considered amongst unemployed. Then, who is a worker? A worker is an individual who is engaged in some productive activity. Yes, he is contributing towards the production of either goods or services. So, a worker or an individual engaged in production activity contributes to GDP by rendering his services. That is why he is considered as a worker, yes, in terms of economics, because his work is productive in nature. Then coming to self-employed and the hired workers. Who are the self-employed and who are the hired workers? So the workers are, they are divided into two types. One is the self-employed and the other is the hired worker. Self-employed, from the very word, it implies that people are employed on their own, they are not working for the others. So these are those workers who are engaged in their own business or own profession. For example, the biggest example in our country are the farmers, because most of them, although they are small and marginal farmers, but most of them have their own small lands, they are working on their own. Yes, or maybe an entrepreneur is another example. Yes, like a shopkeeper or say a producer. Yes, he is self-employed. Yes, and he is giving employment to the others. The shopkeepers, the advocates, and then you talk about the doctors who have their own clinics. Then coming to the next category, the hired workers. So who are the hired workers? The ones who are working for the others. These are those workers who work for others, they render their services to others, and as a reward get wage salaries. That is because they are contributing towards the production of goods and services, they are working for the others. That is the reason why they are getting salaries in return. Or maybe they are paid in kind, like in most of the farmers, the poor farmers who don't have their own land, they are working on the land of the others, of the big landlords, and many a times they are not given in cash. Yes, rather they are given in kind, maybe the food grains. A producer, they have given an example of a proofreader working in a publication house or a teacher working in a school. Yes, these are the examples of hired workers. Then coming to casual and the regular workers. So the hired workers are further classified into casual workers and regular workers. Who are the casual workers? These are the daily wagers. They are not hired by their employers on a regular basis. They are temporarily employed, maybe for a few days in a week, or maybe for a few weeks in a month, or maybe a few months in a year. They don't have any permanent job. They're not given social security benefits because they are not permanently employed. They don't enjoy the benefits like provident fund, then gratuity, old age pension, the pension. All these benefits are not enjoyed by these people. The house rent allowance, conveyance allowance, the LTC, all these, the medical facilities. Then coming to the regular workers. So they are on a permanent payroll of the employers. They enjoy, along with getting a permanent salary, that is a fixed salary, they also enjoy the other benefits like the social security benefits like pension, gratuity, provident fund, free house, maybe free food, at the site, then free uniform, free education for the children, free conveyance facilities, medical facilities, all these. So it is often found that casual workers are unskilled workers, but most of the time it is seen that the casual workers are the unskilled workers. They are the workers, say for example, working on construction site, whereas a regular worker, for example, is like an engineer who possesses better skills, he is more educated. That is why he is regularly employed or permanently employed. Now coming to labor supply, labor force and workforce. So let us talk about these terms. Labor supply. Labor supply is what? Labor supply refers to the amount of labor that the workers are willing to offer corresponding to a particular wage rate. Be very clear, there is a difference between a laborer and a labor. Laborer provides labor. Labor is the number of hours he is working or the amount of work he is doing. So you may be able to work for 10 hours a day. The capacity is 10 hours as a worker, but you are willing to work only for 6 hours a day. Yes, at a particular wage rate. So the labor supply that day is 6 hours. Then labor supply is measured in terms of man hours of work or man days, considering 8 man hours. If a person is working for 8 hours, yes, it is equal to 1 man day. So it is always estimated in relation to the wage rate. Higher the wage rate, more will be the man hours. Then labor force. Labor force, on the other hand, refers to the number of workers who are actually working or willing to work. It is not related to wage rate. The wage rate may be any, but there are people out there, they are the ones who are the workers who are willing to work. They are working, they are actually working, and many of them are willing to work. Maybe they have not found the job, but they are willing to work at whatever is the wage rate. They have given the difference between labor supply and labor force. What I have explained here, they have given here also. Just go through it. Then coming to the workforce. Yes, let us see what this workforce is. Workforce refers to the number of persons actually working and does not account for those who are willing to work. Yes, so earlier we had taken even the ones who are willing to work, they were considered to be in the labor force, but talking about the workforce, they are only those who are willing to work, yes, at whatever is the existing wage rate. They are actually working, not willing to work, they are actually working, not the ones, we don't include the ones who are willing to work. Yes, many people may be willing to work, but many of them may not be able to find work. So only the ones who are able to find work, they are considered in the workforce. So workforce is what? Labor force minus number of persons not working but are willing to work. So this difference will give you the workforce. Labor force minus the number of persons not working but who are willing to work. So then coming to the number of persons unemployed, how would you calculate? With the help of this we can calculate. Number of persons unemployed will be what? The labor force, yes, minus the workforce. Labor force is including both those people who are actually working and who are willing to work but are not working. So that minus the workforce, that is the ones who are actually working. Difference between these two will give you the number of persons who are unemployed. They are willing to work but they don't have jobs. Now we can calculate the rate of unemployment. How? The number of persons unemployed, actual number of persons unemployed, from here we have got that, upon the size of labor force into 100. Yes, so with this formula we'll be able to calculate the rate of unemployment. Then participation or the labor participation rate is what? The total workforce, yes, that is the number of people who are actually working upon the total population of the country into 100. So this refers to the percentage of population actually working. Yes, they are the ones who are contributing towards the GDP.